This is Tank's Vlog, August 10th, 2019, wrapping up the day in sports. I'm wearing this shirt, and it feels like 2015 again. I remember that was after the trade deadline, the Mets played at 3 big game series at Citi Field, where they swept the Nationals. And it all started with the Wilmer Flores walk-off home run game, coming just days after he was crying, as Yoenis Cespedes was coming along and giving the Mets the spark they needed to go to the World Series. Now, Cespedes is God only knows where. He's riding till the cows come home. He's taking the old town road, falling in a ditch and breaking his ankle. But somehow, someway, the Mets have got magic this all of a sudden. This is a team that was dead. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This team was dead. Dead. 40 and 50 is dead. 40 and 51 is bad, is dead. Teams that are 40 and 51 aren't supposed to come back. But somehow the Mets took advantage of the weak sisters of the poor. And now that they're playing the Nationals again, they're only a half game out of the wild card spot as they began another key 3-game series. Now, I'm still not under the delusion that this team is going to make the playoffs. I think that it's going to be very tough. But as of now, they are in the race. There is no reason not to hope that they're not going to win. There's no reason to think that they're dead. There's no reason to think that this season is over. They are back. They are alive. I mean, you say you can't unconsole? Well, 40 and 50 is worthy of console. The way they played in the first half was worthy of console. Whatever happened in the second half is completely different, and it's just amazing. And I think it's a lot to do with the young spark players that they have. Michael Conforto is actually hitting well. I mean, Conforto's been up and down his whole career. He's had seasons where it looked like he is going to be a star in the future, and seasons where it looks like he was going to be a bust, such as when his batting average dips below 230. When he could try to come back last year too quickly from the shoulder injury. But right now, Michael Conforto is hitting some of the best that he's ever done, and today had his first career walk-off hit. But first, before even that happened, I mean, Marcus Stroman making his first start at home for the Mets. Is it me? Or, I just can't get used to single-digit pitchers. It always looks weird to me. Weird! I don't know how this trend started. I remember you never saw single-digit pitchers. Now it's becoming more and more commonplace. It just still looks weird. But Stroman, he had one bad inning. Was in and out of trouble all day, but he was gritty and gutty. Mickey Callaway continuing to show that he's still a moron, even though the Mets are turning things around. Mickey Callaway is still a moron. Mickey Callaway probably should still be fired if the Mets don't make the playoffs, because it was Mickey Callaway that was majorly responsible for the big hole that they're in. I still would like a better manager here than Mickey Callaway. So make no mistake, I am not turned around on Mickey Callaway. But he sends Marcus Stroman out for the 7th inning, and then, of course, he walks the first batter, and then they bring in Justin Wilson, and next batter up after his second batter he has to face is Anthony Rendon, who kills lefties. And, of course, home run. Nationals go in front 5-3. Nats add another run in the 6th, so the Mets are down 6-3 in the 9th. And it's a loss if they lose, and you're thinking, all right, it's a loss, but if they win Saturday, it's not that big a deal. I mean, but Sean Doolittle came in. The Mets have bashed Sean Doolittle all season long. First, he gets a beautiful gives up 2 hits. Med Rosario's been hitting well. And then next thing you know, it's Todd Frazier with a 3-run homer. Joe Panik, who made his Met debut today, he also got a hit in the 9th inning, and Mets had a chance to really get things rolling. But then, Juan Lagares, can you get a bunt down, please, Juan Lagares? Oh, I tell you, there's still some junk on this team, and Juan Lagares really is junk. I don't like the fact that the Mets got rid of Hedeni Echeverria. Rather have seen them option Louis Guillorme because he could go down in the minors, but I guess the Mets really didn't want to give him that $1 million. Coupons, yes, the coupons. They'll take every shortcut they can. If they can get a discount on a player, they will always make sure that they do. That's what you get with the coupons. Oh. So anyway, Lagares can't get the bunt down. Looks like the Mets are going to waste an opportunity, and it's going to be going to 10 innings, where it's always rolled the dice for the Mets. The Mets haven't been good in extra innings this year. But they got the hits they needed, especially Michael Conforto, who had the walk-off hit, scoring Lagares, who would reach on a fielder's choice. And the Mets got another miraculous win. So Mets with a 7-6 win remain just a half game out of the wild card spot because they didn't get any help today. It was the Phillies beat the Giants 9-6. Although it's a wild jumble in the National League, so you just got to worry about what you're doing at this moment. Cardinals beat up the Pirates. Boy, the Cardinals just. Listen, look at this. Paul Goldschmidt hit a tie-breaking single. Paul Goldschmidt has been a one-man wrecking crew of Pittsburgh this year as the Cardinals won that game 6-2. Scanning. Eric Thames had a walk-off home run as the Brewers, after Hader blew the game, still won the game in 9 innings, 6-5. So there's your wild card race in the National League. Yankees saw their 9-game winning streak come to an end as Brett Gardner flipped out again in the 8-2 loss to the Toronto Blue Jays as Jay Happ pitched like crap. Mike Fiers fired 7 innings of 3-hit ball as the A's, looking good in the American League wild card, beat the White Sox 7-0. It was the Astros in throwback uniforms beating the Orioles 3-2 as they threw back to the early 90s. Red Sox crushed the sinking Angels 16-4. Angels have lost 8 in a row. J.D. Martinez was the big star in that one with 2 home runs. Tigers 5-2 winners over the Royals. Ronald Acuna hit 2 home runs as the Braves doubled up the Marlins 8-4. Reds beat the Cubs 5-2. Here's an interesting one. At one point, the Twins had an 11-game lead over the Indians. That lead is gone. Shane Bieber pitched strong again. He's got a good case going for Cy Young in the American League at this point, as the Indians beat the Twins 6-2. It was the Diamondbacks, another team that's battling the Mets and company for the wild card, beating the Dodgers 3-2. Padres all over the Rockies 7-1. The Colorado Rockies have just been a disaster as of late. It was the Rays over the Mariners 5-3 in that one. NFL training camp still going along. Antonio Brown, what the hell? Your helmet, you don't want to wear it, you want to quit because of your helmet? What the hell is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? What is your malfunction? So now he's thinking about retiring so he could tear down another team. Oh boy, I can't wait for this week's Hard Knocks. The first episode was kind of a disappointment, with the only highlight being that awful guy from Last Chance U. What was it, Ronald Ollie? I mean, what the hell? I mean, he's crawling on the ground, he's out of breath, and then he I'm hurting, and then he does go to the trainer's office. He didn't want it. He got to training camp, realized the NFL lifestyle is too hard. He didn't want it, and they quickly put him on the trash heap. There were some preseason games today, but unless somebody gets hurt, who cares? So, which of course you don't want to see anyone get hurt, but that's the only thing that's really notable in preseason. If it doesn't matter if you win or lose, it just matters that everyone stayed healthy. I'm starting to really think that they shouldn't even have preseason football at this point. Maybe expand the season to 18 games and just do scrimmages. Do a month of scrimmages. Why do we even need to see preseason football? Today's 3 stars are Mike Fiers of the A's, Bryce Harper of the Phillies, who had 2 home runs in their win over the Giants, and JD Martinez. Today's birthday shout-out goes to, well, why don't I give it to one of the current Mets? He had a couple of hits today. I'm talking about Wilson Ramos. Although his defense, oh God, his defense is terrible. His defense is why the Diamondbacks scored that 6th run. Oof. And we take a look back to 1984 when Team USA won the gold medal in basketball at the games in Los Angeles. They weren't the dream team, they were still college kids, but they had 3 dream team members, including Michael Jordan, who had an outstanding tournament. And if you ask me, if you take all the years of the college years of the Olympic basketball, this is probably the best team. The 1984 Team USA cruising to a gold medal, beating Spain in the gold medal final 35 years ago today. Check out the story at Barstool Sports and Sports Encyclopedia, where sports history lives. Good day.